And then you can see what happened there. I was one of the leaders of the Safer Neighborhood Association. That was in '87. Just as I got ready to explore my knowledge to the people of the neighborhood, I got knocked in the head. They knew nothing about me in this neighborhood as far as the things that I could do. But they saw some things that I had done and read about me all over. I'm brought up in a little bit different category than most black people. And
Maybe most all people.
I'm not said bragging, but I never had too much experience with the blacks until after that I become to be, of age. Let's say 30 or 35 years old. Yet I roamed the country and I did a lot of things for the country. Worked from Washington, D.C. back part of the South and East. I've been everywhere.
What were you doing? Well,
I was undercover. I didn't go to the Army.
Oh, boy.
And I worked as a superintendent for the government in the building trade. I have 30 years there with the state of Oregon. I have 40 years there with the state of Washington. I'm a member still of the police department. I'm also engaged in $30
You're in house rental and investment too, huh?
investments with Section 8. I'm a licensed
Oh, I see.
lawyer for a landlord by the law.
okay, because I read in that one article that you own apartment buildings and you
Yeah, I
allow
own
people
them
to live
all
in
around in different places in town. And I've done a lot of things.
Now you, according to the piece that Kim and I both read, you were born in Gary, Indiana,
Yes.
and you learned cement finishing in Paris, Texas.
I was in the hands of people in Paris, Texas, that were very instructed, deeply instructed in trade. They raised me up from a small kid, and we went all to Houston, and I went to school some there in Houston, but I got the most of my experience in private home because at the time that I came up and studied this, law, and all engineering, and all of that stuff, there was no black teachers too much that taught that school, type of school. But I was right in there with those that knew it the best. The best lawyers, the best teachers, but they were all white. It was times that I wanted to get out there and see those black boys playing in the streets so bad that I didn't know what to do. I didn't like it because they wouldn't allow me, to get out there.
Yeah.
But they brought me up in a manner of a segregated system because they were segregated. And they did protect my life. And maybe
So why
they
did they
hadn't done.
adopt you? Why?
My daddy was an FBI,
Okay.
and he worked for the company
Okay.
back in Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
Well, he died, and they took me in their hands.
Okay.
You see, I had no other source of people.
And your mother?
No, not as I knew of. I had some people, but my mother and father separated in some parts of the world, and I went with him.
Okay.
Now you moved to Portland in 1941.
Yes, I lived there. Yeah.
Was it because of the shipbuilding industry?
No, I didn't come here with no shipbuilding.
Mm-hmm.
I came here with Washington Newsom.
Mhm.
They were my backers here.
Okay.
Yeah, they sent me here, but I was too young to get in the unions and all that type of stuff. And I tried, but according to my age,
Mm-hmm.
I was disallowed. But up here, I had it.
Mm-hmm.
I went downtown and tried to get in the union, and the color of my skin didn't allow it.
Did they? Could they respect your work, didn't they?
Well, yeah, they had to, but they wouldn't give me enough to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Marshall Newsom, they knew that I could do it, and they stuck right with me all through the category. But there was a lot of places that due to racism, I couldn't work. I went up there at this nudist camp out here. I was up there before there was nothing but a big bunch of naked women.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they took me. They brought me a home in Midler. It goes 7 miles right across the street from it was a Catholic school there at the time.
Weidler in the Coliseum area?
Yes, that's they bought me a home on the corner.
Now, who got you home?
Washington Newsom.
The company.
Yeah, the company.
Oh, okay.
Benson was in there with them too. Fred Benson, Harry Benson, my lawyers. They're dead now, but they was my dad, the old man. And they all.
Now, you said a nudist camp?
No, I said so. They took me up there around this nudist camp.
Uh-huh.
And had me cutting trees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Up there, there was,
I've never been to a nudist camp.
I never either, but I was there peeping through that wire fence.
Now, what year was it?
I was old enough to see.
Was it in the 40s?
Yes.
They had nudist camp
Yes, that's all that was there, was that nudist camp.
in the 40s?
Yes.
Where in the heck was this? I'm right in the middle of Estacada.
Yeah.
Oh.
Out there.
Out there in Clackamas County. That's
Yeah, it was out there.
They've been crazy for a
They've
while.
been crazy ever since.
But now they were interested in that gravel. The company.
Uh-huh.
It's 25 or 30 acres of gravel there that's in the ground, deep in the ground, and it was they knew that someday that it would be money.
Oh, yeah.
But I used an axe times that I was not working, and a bulldozer driver go up there and cut trees and burn brush, stuff like that. But they took care of me.
That's good.
I never knew nothing about no hungry days in my life. It got to the place where when I got up to be big enough to get around some of the work, they sent me on jobs, different parts of the country, different parts of the state. Most of those big union men and rich men, they did a lot of gambling on the job, but they done it in the clubhouses, in the union halls, places like that, where there was no blacks allowed, nothing but me. But they made a gamble out of me at an early age. I was the black, what you might call, excuse me now, the old man's nigger. And he thought a lot of me. Come in here, boy, and shoot the dice. Maybe he would have $1,000 down on a bet. I would hit for him.
I hope he shared the winnings with you.
Well, in a way it did. So they thought a lot of me. They took well care of me. I went in the South and I worked around and I studied what I know. And I paid attention to it. And I got educated through that system.
So you traveled for them moving into cement finishing.
Yeah, I traveled, and of course they stuck me when the war started. I was here, and they took me here to Seattle. And then I shuffled backwards and forwards from Seattle. And local 528, 555. I've been doing that in those two units ever since.
That's why you have 40 years in the Washington.
Yeah. Between the 40, they said, well, how in the devil did they get 40 years in one union?
Yeah, 30
in the other.
And that makes sense because Washington is more progressive than Oregon.
Yeah, we've got the best educated men in this type of business in the state of Washington that's in the United States. And women, too. I go to Washington, D.C. That's me in Washington, but that's women there in Washington. Of course, this is where I taught school in the second grade as an aide.
Where were you doing that?
That was in Sabin.
Oh, Sabin School. You were a teacher there, a teacher's aide there.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's my teacher. Yeah. And that girl in the class. I organized the senior citizens in the Sabin area. That's some of the senior citizens.
When did you retire from the cement work?
When did I retire? I haven't retired yet.
I kind of figured you were going to say that.
No, I haven't retired. I retired with my hands, but I never have retired from what's up here.
Yeah.
They sent me back there. I would have been there last week if it hadn't been for this thing that I'm all messed up in there with my boy. I'm in a hell of a mess with him. And I'm under the supervision of his.
Oh, you're not allowed to travel or something?
I can go, but I'm on what's gotten me in the manner that I'm tied up in is money. I'm under his conservatorship. I got captured under
After
that.
your accident?
Well, it was long about 80. Well, I was 87 when I got hurt. But it shuffled around into being under the doctor ever since. But 5 years ago, we'll go back and we'll say 1993, coming into 94. I was still under the doctor and had to have some more surgery done to my eyes. And I was sitting here at the table. I had a little lawyer that I had hired to look after some property that I have in the matter of, and be an ad. I'm an heir to a big lot of property and money. But that was because that my daddy took me, but my mother was rich. See?
Well, you got one rich one anyway.
So they had to die, until they got down to me. They all died last year, and they're ready for me to get me my part of the settlement now. And she was out of Louisiana in the southern part of New Orleans and back down through there somewhere. I knew nothing about my mother. But I was a boy.
And the record goes.
The record showed that. So now I was sitting here, and I had went up to this little old lawyer's office here and had hired her to look after that my rental place for me while I went in for surgery. And she took the job. She took the job for 40-60 of handling the property, what she told me. When I knew anything, I told her, I said, now I've got to have somebody that'll be here a couple, 2 or 3 days and watch over me when I go to the hospital and get my surgery, because I'm out there alone and every woman don't run in my house.
And your sons don't live in town?
They never didn't live here. I married a woman in Seattle, and that's where we separated.
No.
And
All you handsome men
she
by
grabbed
yourselves.
she grabbed the boys because she knew where the money was. It was not because that she wanted the boys, but the money was behind
Yeah.
me. And so she went to the court and got the boys.
Well, they always side with the woman.
Yeah.
Now
Better
let me
or
finish.
worse?
Don't let me sidetrack what you pulled me off on.
Okay.
Now when I got ready for my eyes to be operated on, the little lawyer called me and told me that she had found me a woman that was going to come out here that would take care of me in the next 3 or 4 days that I would need to be up there. And when I knew everything, she brought this darn messy woman out of here and another one with her. We sit at that table and she interviewed me 4 years ago. And so she said, I'm of a system here that we've got organized in Portland that go around and find men like you that has no woman and stuff like that, and we'll see after them and take care of them free. And you're going to pay $14 an hour for somebody to stay here and watch over me or watch over you 3 or 4 days. I'll do it for nothing. And I'll be right by your side any time that you squeal. Well, hell, I didn't have nothing to lose. I took a gamble at the darn thing.
And?
We went up to this little lawyer's office, and I signed that thing. And the next day she came out here and she told me, she said, you've got to go to a home. She says, I've done talked with a judge, and I feel that you don't need to be here.
The lawyer said this or the woman said this?
The woman said that.
Oh, it was like a scam.
I jumped back on the little old woman. She said, well, I've done turned the thing over to her. You see, and I have got nothing to do with it. And she said, she went out here and got a doctor to say that I was not...
Incapable.
Incapable of staying here. And that I needed to go down there. And I went down there and they put me in that darn thing, and I haven't got away from that clean yet.
Yeah.
She kept me in there, and the time came for me to leave there. She jumped up, and the doctor told her they're not letting me go. Well, by that time, they had me built good. She had took the bank account.
Oh, my goodness.
And confiscated all my money. She came in here and locked me out of the house. Wouldn't allow me to come in the house. See nothing about my clothes. Nothing. Everything was locked up in the house. She jumped me in then and got the insurance changed and wrote me up as Baker in the house. And with some old insurance company. Dropped my insurance for everything but fire on my home. Put that in her name. And
Have
wrote
you
me
cleaned this up?
What?
Has this been fixed?
Have I been sick?
Have you gotten rid of her?
Yeah, have you gotten rid of it?
Well, she lied so much in that to get me shaped up.
Yeah.
And what she done, she took my telephones away from me. She come on to sell my house. I wouldn't have lied. She went and she sold one house for that I was getting $650 for at the time. Well, nice house, paid up. Good tenant in it. But the tenant was re-sub-renting some of it. And she had some cocaine dealers in there. Young
Is this
boy.
woman still around here?
Who?
This lady that did all this?
Yeah, she's here. But she should be in age.
Yeah.
The old woman, she's an old woman too. She's between 40 and 50. She came out here and she wanted me to sign off my Social Security.
Good Lord.
I wouldn't do that. She wrote back to the Social Security office and told them that I was blind, couldn't see, Had nobody to take care of me but her. And she needed that Social Security check to take care of me. Now, the Social Security wrote me a letter. They couldn't get me on the phone. I couldn't get no mail either. Mm-hmm. Had my mail come here first, and then go to her house. That's the way she had paid the post office down there.
Forward your mail.
Yeah, they forwarded over to her house, but not change the address. And the International would send me all of my mail. It would go to her. Come here first. Go to her. And that was in order for her to pick it up.
See everything.
Everything and everything. And she had my phone tapped. One part over to her house, and the other part down to the home. When the phone rang down there for me, it rang out to her house too.
So she knew who was calling you.
And she was right on the phone. She knew everything, and I was not allowed nothing.
So does she still bother you?
Well, what she done, I got in behind her so stout with the law. After that, I had a chance to get up and get my eyes back to where I could see. You see, I didn't know whether I was going to see well enough or not.
Yeah.
But the old man up above put my eyes back in good shape. But it took time.
Oh, yeah.
And then after I got my eyes in the shape that I could see and have my own business, I stuck it to her, and she had to get out of there because find somebody else. Because
She could be out victimizing all kinds of people.
I refused to accept her any longer. This boy, he's my boy, but at least his mother and I had two of those boys. And but he was the type of boy that was dishonest with his mother, and I saw that he was going to be dishonest with me. I jumped in when the boy was 15 years old. I bought him a trust company insurance for 25-year endowment fee, $100 a month of what I paid on him to be in that trust. I let him stay in there 9 years before I ever told him anything. He didn't know nothing about it. One day I told him that he had this, and I had him a good bank account with the Valley Investments out of Pennsylvania, somewhere up in there, but I had the policy and the number here in my office. I've got another office out there. But the deeds and everything was in my safe deposit box down the bank.
Good thing.
He came out here, and the other boy, and they was investigating the money and all that stuff after he knew that I had the money, the thing, you know, bought up in good circumstances. He wanted the money. I wouldn't give him the money. He jumped up and got that money some kind of way, and I didn't know it. 15 years. And when I got ready to send him the payment now, he had undrew the money out, and that was in there, but I was paying in. 25 years, I would have had him $25,000. That would have been long about last year. And then he could take that $25,000 and make further investments with it. But he killed it.
Where do your sons live?
One's down in California, and this one that has got me tied up, he's in Seattle. He jumped in, this one in Seattle. I had no wife. And no woman, I had to dump her. That had me hung. And I called that boy up on the phone here about a year and a half ago. And I told him, now he never did have too much to do with me because he would always want some money. Bring women down here and they'd sleep 3-4 days and get in there and cook and eat and get in the office there and steal him my checkbook and get him 2 or 3 blank checks and write up and a good fat check or 2 and get out of here. Well, he done that up until I run him away from here. Now, he came back in here and looked around here, lumped at something like about a year and a half ago, and he wanted to let me go to Seattle, and stay with him. He come down here and bring some old woman that he brought down here and a kid. I told him no dice. Well, he flew out of here in a mad rage. He went to this old woman then that had me, and told her that I was her son, that I was her daddy, his daddy. That was good as she wanted then. She got him over there and got him in her house and made a deal with him to take everything over that I've got in his name, the houses, the rent.
So much for family, huh?
Yeah. I jumped and got me another lawyer, and she went with them. Her name was Britt Nelson. The state furniture. I told them I didn't want no state lawyer.
Yeah, no kidding.
But the thing was, I couldn't get none of my money. I had thousands of dollars in business, thousands of dollars invested in the investments with my sales of property, drawing $500-600 a month from each place, and that was all going to the bank. 10-year investment, 12-year investment. Got them down there now. He tied all of that up some kind of way.
Sounds like conservatorship. You can do
Yeah.
all kinds of damage.
Yeah, he got he was conservative. They came out here and went in that room there. In the next room, I had a box in there that I kept the keys in. All the keys, car keys, bank keys, and all that. They found those keys and went down there and got that safe deposit box. Then that's where they had the rally. They thought I had dope in there. Oh, they was ready. They thought that I had a big lot of money here too. They laid here then for days and days with these money machines and these dope machines, trying to find the dope, and they're trying to find the money, and they had me locked out of the house. And then about a year ago, I got a chance to get me a lawyer. And then he joined in with them. But he was playing up to me at first. They had me locked out of the house. I couldn't get in here. But they was breaking in here,
Oh, yeah.
stealing,
Yeah, going through your stuff.
going through my stuff. God, they stole me blind. A big nice clock hung there and stole it. All of my machines, my typewriters, my car. They tried to steal it. Couldn't steal it because I had none took it and stored it. They didn't know where it was. But my van, nice white van, they captured it out there and sent the thieves down there. And they went in my car down right there where they could sure shut it by park.
So is there any end to this in sight, do you think?
But I don't
Think
know.
there's going to be an end to this in sight?
I don't know. It's in court. I had a man that interviewed me here 4 or 5 days ago. And he told me that he's going to get all of that stuff back. But I turned in then and I fired this lawyer and I hired another lawyer here about, right at a month ago, a new lawyer.
Who's that?
I
I know a lot of attorneys. Sometimes, some are better than others. No, it's okay. We
That's
can.
okay, that's fine.
You can
Penny.
sum it out when you're done.
Penny Davis, she's with legal aid. Now she's working for me. I don't know too much about me, but she seems to be doing something because she's got a heal to claim.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I haven't pestered her at all because I know that she's going to run into some trouble. He then jumped up and he started paying me $500 a month. And then he paid the first month on time, better than a year ago.
But this is all your money.
Yeah, my money.
Yeah, he paid you
I had $53,000 in the bank at the time that he took the place over.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the bank. Free, free cladder. He grabbed that and went to the car house in Seattle. The first day he got it running, bought him was 1996. This is 97. This is 97.
Mm-hmm.
Bought him a brand new 1996 Lincoln.
With your money.
$50,000 with my money. Bought him bought his wife a car with my money. And then he sent me the $500 for about 2 months. And then he went to sending the money to me around anywhere from the 15th to the 25th. $500. Last month, he sent me the money on the 15th. This month, he sent me the money on the 15th this month. Done cutting it down to $400 a month. I took the check and mailed it back to my lawyer on the 19th. I haven't got no money back from her for the check yet. The check due $500 first this month. I haven't got a dime. And he's up there in Seattle.
Living it up.
Yeah, living it up. He jumped in then here. He went down there and sold a house in 2 lots 2 months ago. I don't know what they got for it. But the house and the lots both, I could have sold them for $150,000.
Oh, easy now, yeah.
They sold another house for, well, they had it up there and told me it got $40,000, but I didn't get nothing.
How are you supposed to pay an attorney if he's got all your money tied up?
He's paying it. He's getting it out of my pie.
I mean, your own attorney.
My own attorney?
Yeah, the one that you've hired. How are you supposed to pay this person if
He haven't billed me yet.
Oh.
I fired him because he was in that crooked with them. I didn't know how much he was going to get. But he's been on the case now better than a year. But I've been just waiting to see how this thing is going to work out. This
now
house
you got
is...
legal aid, and legal aid you'll have to pay them, right?
Right.
That's based on your income. Legal
Now,
aid.
they told me that they would pay me providing that they had to fight into a bad case. They had to charge me.
Okay.
But it was anything easy that I didn't have to pay.
Well, hopefully it'll all work out.
Yeah.
But you see, she's got a job on her hands.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'm just sitting
How
here.
long has this been going on?
It started on the 27th of December in 1993.
Boy.
That's when they nailed me. But they didn't get a good hook into me. This old woman, she, by the 19th and 94, long about the 7th, she had the gads into me good.
Yeah, it didn't take her long, did it?
No, she went back to work. Done put me in that home and done canceled out my bank account, everything that
You know, and I'm sure you're not the only person this kind of stuff has happened to.
Oh, that's a big country. I mean, a big gang of them.
Yeah,
And this go on very often down in the South.
yeah.
They can get by with it. Yeah. But I told her that I would law her as long as I could draw my breath. And I know some law too. And I stuck it out.
Yeah.
And I have had friends that, would back me, give me
A lot of people know you.
thank you.
They do.
And they've been nice to me, my friend. And they've been giving me some money on the side. But if it hadn't been for that girl, I would have been down in one of these little homes. Everything in here is paid for. You can look my house over. That woman right there was a girl that went to the bat for me when she was 19 years old. She's dead now. And, of course, I was in my 30s. And that girl there did a lot of things for me because she was able, financially. She put that picture in my hand about 12 years ago. And she told me, she said, Jim, I was known as Diamond Jim then. And she said, I'm going to California. Letting my pictures hang on this wall. She stayed here with me. And that picture hung right there since I have moved it.
Tell us about Diamond Jim's.
Yeah.
How did you move from cement finishing to running a club?
Well, I came into the business as known as Diamond Jim. I was here with the cement finishers masons. And I didn't get enough work to keep me going. I didn't get a regular salary. And, you know, I had to work as to the days that I was called out. I took it out as to doing a little gambling. And finally, one day I was up there talking to my boss. And he told me, he said, well, why don't you put you in a little small cafe? And so they fixed me a cafe down Widely. And I went there selling food.
About when was this?
It was in the 40s, around...
After the war?
Yeah, it was long in 46. When was the flood?
48.
48, 47. Long about 45 is when they put me in the club, in the...
What was the name? Was it Diamond Jim? The name
It was Diamond Jim. Put me in a cafe, the name of Diamond Jim.
Who was your clientele? Was it the white contractors that you was working with? Or
Yeah, they punished the money, lawyers.
Who gambled and stuff? Who came?
Who patronized?
Whites.
Oh, whites did?
It wasn't even mixed.
I went downtown, and I got acquainted with the rich. And they liked me. And they would bring their people out there, you know. So they asked me, said, why don't you let us sell a little liquor out here? Well, I don't care. They opened up the club. And when I know anything, I had a gang out there on the weekends. All white.
Did you have music there?
Jukebox.
Jukebox?
Yeah.
Where were you in relation to the Dude Ranch?
I had friends that owned the Dude Ranch. He was white. His name was Ray Wilson.
Yeah, there were some partners there.
Oh, yeah.
There. McKinley believes that there were 2 black men and 2 white men he thought that were partners.
Well, Ray was the main one that had the biggest lead in that
What's
thing.
his name?
Ray Wilson. And now, he had the close at 1:30 along the lane. And then a whole lot of his white customers would come up there.
Because you stayed open late after hours.
Yeah. Now, the police didn't allow me to mix them. They told me, they said, don't let all of the blacks and whites mix together. You're going to have trouble. They told me and said, you can have either side. That you can have the whites or you can have the blacks. But it says have one. But the whites had braced me. The lawyers had braced me. So I stuck with the white. And that's why I got in with the Dude Ranch. Now we'll go back. The question that you asked me was, how did I get into the gambling? Well, I didn't run no gambling in my house. But there was a good gambling house right down the street from
Which
me.
place?
The Keystone.
McClendon's.
Well, McClendon had gambling
Clinton
too.
was Cafe Walter Green's.
Yeah, McClendon had, he worked for Tom Johnson.
Right.
Tom Johnson was
Oh, that's
the black fellow.
The gangster. Well,
Yeah.
people call him a gangster, but it seems to
Well,
me like he was
Tom
pretty generous.
was not a gangster, but he did things that were in the gangster's life. Between you and I, if a man got down wrong in his place, he got killed in there. You see?
So he was a gangster.
Well, he was an underworld figure,
Yeah,
but he was very generous.
yeah, you
people
are.
say.
But Tom didn't kill the man, but
Yeah.
he had men that would do
You
that.
were hired to kill.
Yeah, you know, and then they wouldn't go nowhere. They was going to kill me in there one night, but I walked out. Got into it over some money. No, but I always gambled fair. But I had money coming in a nightclub, and then I got down there in that place, and girl, I broke everything come
Down
down.
at the Keystone?
Yeah.
Down at the Keystone?
Yeah. I broke everything come down there. And then I got into donating that money to the poor people that was disadvantaged. When the flood came, I had bought another couple of apartment houses.
Where were your properties?
At that time, my property was on Morrison, right in there around the hospital. I had an apartment house down there. Morrison.
Hospital.
Yeah, the manual. Yeah, Northeast Morrison. Northeast Morris.
Morris.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had the duplex on Weidel, or two of them.
And where about, are any of those buildings still there?
What?
Are any of those buildings still there?
No, I sold 217.
Oh, you own 217 North Wadler.
Yeah.
There were the row of houses, and there's two left.
Well, I owned both of those houses. I own 217. I own the one that's there now. I sold the 217. The one that's there now, I kept it. And I sold it to a Jew that owned that
The furniture store.
furniture store.
Yeah, what the heck is it?
Schleifer.
Schleifer, yeah.
I sold it to Schleifer when the Lloyd Center got started down there.
It's S-C-H-L-E-I. Yeah, Schleifer's Furniture.
He got a devil of a name to
Yeah, no
spell.
kidding, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Now,
What years did you own those properties down there?
That's what
Round about 50s?
That's what Vincent bought me down.
Yeah.
They bought me those houses in there, Morris and Vincent. And they bought me those houses in the 40s. 43 and 44.
And about how long did you own those?
I got rid of the last one there about 10 years ago.
So long after the Coliseum was built.
Well, the first one was after the Coliseum.
So into the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, but the first one I had sold it to this guy, long about 52. But I still lived there. But I sold the 217. But he owned it. But I rented it.
oh, you wanted it for him.
Yeah.
So when did you close Diamond Gems?
I closed Diamond Gym.
We're coming to the end of this tape
Okay,
here. This
let's-
is going to be a good story.
Yeah,
so I
so
don't
let's-
want to...
Yeah, turn it out.
Yeah, Nick.
Oh, we got a little ways to go. It's okay.
When did you?
I closed Diamond Gym. Long in 52.
And you opened in 1940?
About 19.
About 45.
45?
Yeah. I closed the nightclub down.
Is it still, the building still there? Is it gone?
No, that building is gone.
Is it gone?
The slicer sold that building, tore it down. I sold him the 217, and I went to Seattle June 22nd, 19 and 52.
And you went to Seattle to work?
Yeah. I put my book in there as to cement finisher. But now prior to that, I had tried to get in the union here, and I was disallowed. I was a young fellow. They wouldn't let me join the union. But I had it here. Morrison, Knutson, they would place me in places where that I had.
Morrison.
That's
Morrison,
construction company.
Knutson, the contractor?
Yeah.
Company is a big
Is it big?
Seattle base.
Yeah,
Oh,
up
see,
there
'cause
in
that's why I
Seattle.
don't know it.
All over the
I don't know
world.
that name.
They cover the world.
And when you say Benson, do you mean Benson Industries? Do you mean Tom Benson's business?
No, Benson and Benson was lawyers.
Oh, okay.
Then there's two lawyers.
Now,
They-
why would
they-
they buying you houses and stuff? Why would they buying you houses and stuff?
I was the boy.
But what?
I was in with the company.
Okay.
Was
As an employee working, traveling around for them, you
yeah,
customary to provide some employees with
they
places to
they
stay.
might say I had no other no other dependents.
And your
And-
your adopted father worked for them too?
No, my father he came he died.
No, the people who
but
adopted.
part of the those people were came from generation to generation. In Paris, Texas, on Saturdays, I went to law school. I studied law. A prosecuting attorney there. His name Homer Ellis, and his laws, his office stayed open all day Saturdays. And I went to school, and then Saturdays where I would go to his office, and I would clean up and stay with him all day on Saturdays in the office. Sundays, well, I went to church. That's when I was small. Mostly stayed by myself.
Did you go to church in Portland? Did you ever?
No, I never did go to church too much here because I had done fill out with the church when I got here.
I kind of have the same experience.
Now, why did you fall out with him? Can I ask? Well, you don't have to tell me.
Well, the matter that I donated money heavily to the church, but I've seen so many dirty things that the preachers done that I didn't go along with.
I'm with you there.
The first thing that got me out with the church was a preacher that was renting for me. The company turned these rent houses over to me, and I could have more than rent when I was early age. I rented that house there on Whitehall. I stayed there, but in a matter of time, I made some rooms in there for the railroad boys. And they stayed there, and we had 3 or 4 rooms there. Each one of those boys had a separate room. We ran on the road. I ran on the road 4 years because I couldn't get in the union. And when I got old enough to get back in the union, I quit the road and they brought me back into the union. So this old preacher was around there and getting money out of us, and Fred Ma opened up there, and he was up there doing some shopping, and he got into it with his woman in there out in the parking lot, and she threw a baby up in her arm, and that old preacher shot her down. He missed the baby, but he used a shotgun on that old woman and killed her out there by the man. And right then I fell out with preachers. I didn't care nothing about no preachers.
Do you remember the name?
No, I don't. I didn't go around churches enough.
Now, when you said that you went back to Seattle in 1952 to work in cement finishing, and then when did you come back down here?
I came back down here the next year because Marshall Newsom sent me back here. He sent me to Salem. Now, I lived in Seattle, but I had my home here.
Oh, tell us, how many different places have you lived?
Oh, I've lived a lot of places.
So if you, I mean, if we take you back
I have some.
217 Weidler.
That was what I owned. That was what I call a home. I went to Seattle, and I bought a home there. But I bought this home after I married. I had never married. I bought this home there. It was out there in the south end. I forget the number of the house now.
Like somewhere down in like Mount Baker? Or?
No, it was going in Renton. That road street going out down through there. At Dearborn going in. And I married this girl that I married. So then I had a home here.
And that was your house on Weidler?
Then I had a home here on Weidler. Then I had my home in Seattle. Well, then the company sent me everywhere. I would come here and stay sometimes a month and work out of 528. They needed me, they would send me to Seattle. They needed me, they would send me on a big dam somewhere in California. And that's the way that I worked. But when I got ready to come home, this was the main place. I never did marry. I'd pick me up a good nice woman and want to come up here and sleep a couple of weeks before that I would go back to work. I done it. This furniture and stuff you see in here now, I had this with other furniture. You can look the place over. It's nice. I've got it now.
You do. You have some wonderful furniture. These chairs are beautiful.
And my library, this is my library. These are my books that I studied through the course of stuff. I've got engineering and I've got law. I've got everything that I needed.
How long have you been in this house?
I bought this house. I've been in here. I bought this house 28 years ago. But I didn't live here until about 26 years ago. I bought it and I would use it just like, I would come in here and stay a couple of weeks. In the summertime, my girlfriend and I, when I come in town sometime, want to stay all night from Seattle, I keep it. This house will cost me a lot of money, but I done it. Just like when I got knocked in the head this last time. I locked it up, been locked up 2 years up until here, about 6 months ago.
And so where were you between this house and the Weidler house and being in Seattle? Did you have other properties in Portland? When people say to you, well, where have you lived, Mr. Harrison? And you say, well, I've lived all over, but home for me was...
This was my home. This was what I feeded on in Portland. This is when I located here in Seattle, in Portland. But in Seattle, I rented. I didn't ever buy after my wife and I separated. I rented. But before that, I got to Seattle. I rented in 52. I rented for about 6 months. And I married this girl in 53. And I had my own home there. Yeah.
So you were here in Portland when the Coliseum was built?
Here and in Seattle together.
So you remember, what can you tell us about like what the atmosphere was like around all of those people having to move? And I've read some newspaper accounts of the time, and it really, I mean, people were obviously treated very poorly.
Well, I'm going to tell you the way that they were treated. I owned 3 apartments in the house on March. I own the 217. Other house, I think it's there now. I think 213. I own those houses. I bought another house down up under the bridge, where that bridge is built there now.
Fremont?
Down next to Mississippi.
The Fremont Bridge?
No, not the Fremont Bridge. Down, it's a bridge down on Mississippi. Down there. It's been built a long time, but this house was down at the edge of the bridge.
Oh, I know where you mean.
They put that highway
Yeah,
through there.
When the I-5 was built.
Yeah. I forget the number of that house. Well, those houses were mine. I got the news on a Sunday morning. I had gambled all night long at the Keystone. And there was another man named Bob Siegel there, right across from the Keystone. At a cafe. I went in there about 9 o'clock, and this man stuck his head in the door, policeman, and he said, "Everybody that's in here that live in Vanport, you better get out there." So the Dax folks. I owned the car, and I jumped in my car and got another fellow, and we went out there. We got out there, and the people were coming down that river on top of the houses. And, oh, it was a hell of a mess. I came on back in town here. I lived alone. I had girlfriends, but I didn't have no bunch. I just had a woman, with me. And I told her, she's dead now too. I've got a picture here. Then people come up here and they was in the streets like owls. My animals. All down there around that Keystone building. That was where they was out there. It was about 3 acres of land. Land, and was under some time. And the black people just laying out there in that sun. And
nowhere else to go.
Nowhere else to go.
You said they were in the streets near the Keystone building?
Yeah, there was a lot there. Maybe about at that time.
And there were people at the YWCA up on Williams and Tillamook. They said people kind of used that as a center
Yeah, that was
organize.
right. That was where that they just up there, used them, get down there, and then they dispersed them from there to your homes. And I gave 40 people now. There was 40 people, 3 and 4 in the family, homes in these houses. I had shipyard tenants in there. I moved them out. My boys in the railroad business that I was telling you about, I had room for my boys were on the road. I moved them out. I moved my big house down on Morris. I moved them all out. I put all these people in there free. And I fed some of them. But they didn't pay nothing for a year. Not all of them. Some of them. And that's what I done.
Wow.
I was gambling. And I had won some diamond rings, some fine ones. Everybody then got to calling me Diamond Jim. Well, it sounds so good.
That does sound good. That's a good name.
And that's why you named the cow Diamond Jim?
Yeah.
So
I forgot about my name. I was doing some red things, for the people. And whenever they would need some money, need some help, say, go get Diamond Jim.
Now, after the flood, people got themselves kind of reorganized and figured out how to pick up their lives and try to recover from all of this. That happens in 48, so it's a few years later, and you're still running Diamond Gyms until 1952. Along about 1957, the city comes along and says, we're going to take all this property where Keystone Club is and where McClendon's Cafe is and
Right.
everything else, and we're going to put this Coliseum here, this
Yeah.
war sports.
They took all of that.
Right.
Now, the people that were down there, now McGuire owned about all of that in there.
Now, who was he?
He was a real estate company.
Is he
Put him
black?
down, white. Dean Vincent and McGuire. They were the only real estate men here at that time that dealt in houses as a whole. Now, my bosses, they had a lot of houses too, but they didn't get in there like Dean Vincent and Bill McGuire. My backers was Vincent and Vincent. Harry and Harry Vincent and Jim Vincent. They were my backers. And the old man, he didn't do too much then. Old man Vincent, he had got sick and old, and he turned this stuff over to the boys. But those boys was about my age, because they was going to school at the time that old man Vincent took me in.
Okay.
But old man Vincent always did let me have some money too. I'll go around, Mr. Vincent, I say I need some money. Well, he said, Levell, how much? I need $300. And pay my taxes and time, that type of thing. He said, oh, boy, but now Dean Vincent and McGuire, they own that property, own all the control of it. And they sold, some of them people had $200 and $300 that done paid down on some of those houses, all in that Terry Street and back streets in there, but they didn't have no money.
Now, a lot of people just, seems to almost have lost everything they had.
Everything they had, they didn't have nothing. I was the only one down in there that had property and held on to it. But by being shifty and working with the millionaires and them shuffling me backwards and forwards from job to job and in cities, to work, I held my own. And you don't know what a time I had doing it.
I bet they had a good time.
They knocked me in the head in Dallas, Texas, in Houston, Texas, on a job. The day after Joe Louis fought,
Oh, yeah.
smelling, I bet on the job. I was a little book ran out there, And them old Southerners, they was around there, and I was picking up chips on the job.
You still gamble?
No, I quit after I got knocked in the head. I don't go down there no more.
Yeah.
I've been long quit. I got your cares. And I bet one of these old fellas some money, $4 or $5. I went back out there the next morning after my $4 or $5. And they was teasing me, before he got whipped about how they could see that nigga laying on the floor and all that stuff after that white man done knocked him down.
Joe Louis showed everybody that.
I went down there the next day and I could see that fatty laying on the floor after that nigga knocked him down. Oh, old man hit me in the head.
Jeez.
With a 2x4.
Gambling's rough stuff.
Well, I was working at that time.
Yeah.
I was picking up chips on the job. They was using me as a cleanup boy, you might say, on the building housing project. My company was. So they put me in the hospital there. When I got out of the hospital, but they took me and sent me back here. I never did go back down there no more.
Now, when you, after all this Coliseum construction and everything happened, then long about, 10, 12, 13, 14 years later, here comes Emmanuel Hospital. with their expansion plans. Right, some of that, I mean, in the area where you owned property on Morris.
I was the only
All that
one.
was that.
There were two people there that held property
Mm-hmm.
until the last property was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was me and one more black man.
Was that Fraser? I think so.
What?
Did you know Joe Fraser?
Yeah, I
He
knew.
lived on Moore.
But the man that held the property out was me. We had two houses right side.
And was that the Morris house?
Yeah, both of them was on Moy Street. Two white houses.
Mm-hmm.
And his was just two-story house. I had an apartment house.
Mm-hmm.
We helped out. And we got good money out of ours.
Mm-hmm.
But that hospital had $8,000. That was their standard price. They sold that house to the whoever was buying them. And whatever the house was going to come, after it was paid for, if there was $8,000 left, the guy was trying to buy it, he got, what was left. Some kind of way they had that thing with
Yeah.
I thought it was 10,000.
Pardon?
Then they gave you, I thought it was 10,000. They gave you additional 10,000 or something?
No,
Or
they
2,000
didn't. No.
For living? Okay.
They would buy those houses. They ceiling price was $8,000,
Okay.
and they come to me and said, "I give you $8,000."
You said you're crazy.
Fine.
And you said you're
No,
crazy.
I said that's what they would do, but they didn't do me that way. Pardon me. I shook my head on it. But they took all those people's houses. That hospital got all that property
I
for
know.
them.
And they never built on it.
No.
No, they
That's the
still
great
done.
tragedy of it all.
Yeah, the hospital got all of that property.
All those businesses. on
All
Williams.
those businesses and all that. The hospital, Marion Hospital, took that property.
I know.
That's the way they got it. I know.
So, what about Williams Avenue? I know your
Williams
shop was on-
Avenue
was it?
Williams Avenue Tom Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He was the big man on Williams Avenue. He owned the Keystone building.
And that was on Williams. Okay.
He bought it in '36, long too down in there, but I wasn't here at that time. That was the main drag for the blacks.
Okay.
It was the only place we had to go and eat.
What were the other clubs? In addition to yours
McClendon.
and McClendon's and...
McClendon had a club right across the street. And then the Masonics, I think they were supposed to have been
They were
the Elks.
down on Larrabee,
the Elks, let me leave this out to you now. Elks had a club.
down in there.
No, right in that neck of the woods, long in there on Terry,
Mm-hmm.
come through up in there, crossing Widely. You see, they tore all that out of there.
Right.
And the Keystone is still there.
And the Keystone.
It's
Was that the
still-
only gambling place?
Yeah, that was the only gambling place.
And
Because
what
they gambled at houses.
Huh?
I said they gambled at houses, surrounding
Yeah.
places, but you go to gamble, you went to Keystone.
But it wasn't legal? It was, I'm not
Yeah, it was legal.
Sorta.
Yeah, well,
You paid the police off, it was legal.
Yeah,
Oh, that's,
hey,
you had to put out.
yeah, Negroes couldn't get no doggone license or
No,
nothing at that time.
They couldn't get
If
liquor
you had
license
anything
and
going in the way of any kind of coming in money, it had to be paid
by the police.
legal.
Do you know anything about those, what do you call those police auxiliaries?
The auxiliary police unit that
Yeah.
was down on Williams, that Faye
Faye-
Gordley was
Faye
a member
Gordley was
of.
one of.
Who?
Faye Gordley. He's a kind of
Yeah,
porter.
yeah, I knew Faye.
Yeah, now what was that all about? I mean, why did they have a separate, I knew they didn't allow blacks to be police officers, but they wanted to create this police unit to help police William Avenue. Is that what it was about? I mean,
Well, here's the way that thing come about. Gartley was one of the fellows that He worked on the road with her. But now he wanted to be a policeman. And there was 3 or 4 more black boys in there that wanted to be a policeman and get paid for it. But you could be what you might call a peacekeeper. That's the way that they organized that thing.
Okay.
You could be a peacekeeping policeman,
Okay.
but you couldn't arrest a white man.
Did people respect them?
Yeah, black people respected them.
They did?
Yeah, we all expected them. You know, I was in that category with them. I respected them too.
You did?
Yeah, and I had to respect the police too. And I knew the boys. I knew them all, and I respected those boys. I knew every one of them. But they didn't get no pay for that.
Goodness.
Anytime that they saw something getting down wrong, they had certain men downtown that they could call. And they would have the paddy wagon down a minute and pick them up.
But they closed their eyes to a lot of stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
So y'all wouldn't get them.
But now the Duke boys, the Duke boys,
First policeman.
Oh, the Duke boys, okay.
there was 2 of those boys. They were the first policemen that got a job
Charles
legal.
Duke.
It was because really that they had an education and they knew civil law. Knew civil law. They went to the army. They were captains or something in the army. They had some good learning, and the city hired them to be policemen. Nice boys. And they controlled, that was the first ones that were hired here. But the police had some men of their own that they had down there that was black. And they could arrest the blacks. And they could arrest the white too, but they couldn't carry them down to the jailhouse.
Okay. But they could carry the blacks down?
They could arrest them and call the bulls, and they would carry them down.
Just couldn't transport them.
No, they couldn't do that.
White or black? No, who couldn't transport them? Sorry, was it the Duke?
Neither one of them could take the black, take a white man.
Oh, okay.
But the white man, them boys jumping around there with their pistols, they had pistols. White man he tried to do a white man knock him down or anything, and go on, wait a minute. He better do it too. But the black policeman, he could hold the black fellow until the white man come. See, he couldn't take him down there because he had no way to take him down there. But he could hold him, but there was nothing that the black boys was doing. They didn't have no dope to sell. We didn't have no dope on the streets at that time. The gambling was all down the Keystone. My place was not catering to blacks. As a matter of fact, I didn't run the place. See? The bartenders that worked for the white bars, they would come in and take my place over because I didn't open up till 1 o'clock.
Then you the after hour?
After hours.
In the morning?
In the night.
Yeah, night, yeah.
In the morning.
I bet things really jumped down there then.
Oh, yeah. The clubs would come in, and the girls that was working at the clubs would come in and they would take over the bar. I was the doorkeeper.
Did you get the profit?
What?
Did you get the profit?
The money?
Uh-huh.
Sure, I was the boss.
Well, good. You have to work that hard.
Oh, then after the place was closed, we counted the money. I got the money.
Did everybody pay the police off? Did you have to pay the Portland police off?
Oh, yeah, you had to
Everybody
pay.
had to do that?
That is, if they run, they had to pay the police. Now, there was a couple of prostituting houses they ran, but there was no black women at that time in here around that did no prostitution. It was all white, and you didn't see no white women in the streets.
Okay.
These girls would come out there to these places and stay inside
Just work.
Yeah.
and work, and then they would go back over town. Sometimes they would stay there at the place. But there was a couple of black women that were here. They might call them whores. They was here.
Whores have been around since the beginning of time and
Oh,
will be here
yeah.
till the end of time.
Well, yeah, they was here, but they was not was 2 or 3.
Okay.
You know, with that walk the street. But they didn't have nothing to do with no black men.
The white men.
White men was them black women. They was the cream of the crop. They
Now, what about politicians? Did they frequent your?
I was a politician. That's where I got in there. Me and let's see now, his name was Smith.
Oliver?
Oliver Smith. Now Oliver, he had an education. But you had to pick your black men, you know, that knew anything about politics. But I was so heavy loaded till I didn't have no time for no politicians. But I had a chance to handle some of the things that needed to be done. Now you take, but my business mostly come out of the state, supporting, helping the state. I started in this stuff with Justice Douglas. Yeah, I'm Justice lawyer now for the union. I'm still a justice lawyer, but I work out of Seattle. Justice Douglas, he stayed in Seattle, and he had a girl down here. Her name was Kathy, young girl. And he used to come down here and get her and make an appointment with me to come to have dinner with him at my club. And we did it a lot of times. Go and get us a table. And he taught me law and everything, you know, concerning matters injustice under him.
Well, you know, Oliver Smith sure came close to that legislative race.
He ran. I worked for him in that race, that when he ran. He liked one or two, you know.
He came close.
But now, I was in the construction business. We sit down and talk. I told Oliver, I said, Oliver, I can't help you as to be nothing down there in Salem because I don't want to go to Salem. But I told him, I said, I will do everything that I can to get you down there.
Yeah.
And I threw him a lot of business. But I didn't throw him no blacks because the blacks didn't have no taxes to pay and stuff like that.
Is he still alive?
No, he died a couple of years ago. And therefore they didn't vote. We didn't have no black voters around here for a long time because the black people that were here when I came here didn't own no property. And
That changed, 'cause that's how McCoy
after
got
the
in.
shipyard and people got good jobs and stuff, they went to buying some property. But then in come the government, they picked up a lot of that stuff and threw it in Section 8. That's where I cut in on the pie. The government paid me.
Yeah, you had your Section 8 qualified tenants.
Yeah,
places.
yeah. And I had to screen them through Section 8 system. I did that for 30 years up until now, in that game. 30 years, because I didn't go to school. Potter and I were in school together. Potter was one of my teachers in law. Tom, he signed my certificate. His name's on it now.
Were you active in any of the men's fraternal organizations, or did you not have time for that?
I was not with the blacks.
You weren't active in the Elks or Masons? Or...
No, I'm Mason.
Which lodge?
But mine is out of the International. I'm with the International, Washington, D.C. Now, name. Both these cards is on the wall, Luana, in Washington, D.C., on the wall, Luana. And whatever you are mastering in, and did mastering in, it's on the wall. And you'll get justice, and you're considered as a Mason in that manner, at least the Seamus men, they're known as Masons.
So you never, when all those other, like the Elks clubs and
No,
some of the other men's clubs,
never did muck with those people because they didn't have no government backing.
you were busy working at night.
And I never did go, I give them money. Now you take Martin Dishman, he was a ruler in that stuff. You know, that handled the Elks. But Mac was a man that worked in with the blacks. And he didn't have too much to do in the manner like I did. I had 5 jobs. I had the government. I had the rent. I had the contractors and the buildings. They came out there when they built this cement, this Fremont Bridge. It's been about 10 years now.
Longer now.
Well, anyway, it was built. They told me, they said, Jim, some call me Jim, some Levell, and someone said, we've got to have a man that can pull that girdle line, 2 miles of it, and you'll be walking in the air, a mile high, and you start, and you walk catwalk, 12 inches wide, and we can't find a man that walk that thing. And we need you.
I've heard that was a really tough job. That bridge was a rough one.
It grew me, it was a big chip on that thing. I went up there, and I told them, I said, well, I'll go up there. They dispatched me out of the hall. The morning they started to pour. And I was on one plank now, was for me to walk on, 2 of them. And the other one was for the fire hose to be on, or the water, you know. And I pulled the north side there, 2 miles up on that thing. And I told the man, I said, give me a man to lift that concrete around and put it where I want it. And all I want him to do is to have a spade. And I take my tools, and I'll judge the rest of it myself. And I want a straight steel, a gauge, and straight edge. And I brought those down to me. Nothing down. When I tell this man to put concrete in this gutter, I want to put it in there, 3 feet wide. When it stopped, I want him to stop. There's something in there, white fella, young fella, about 20 years old. And he obeyed me. He did it like I told him.
You get yourself hurt out there if you don't listen to what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And I pulled that thing by myself. I had a green light up there. I worked night and day. But we couldn't get no electric lights in there, you see, because they don't know where to wire. And what I used, I had to have gas lantern, but there wasn't no one else allowed to work at night. But I didn't work all night long. I was finishing up there. And I worked on that thing. I went in there, I worked 52 days up there, night, straight on that bridge, the Fremont Bridge. That was on the pole. And when we got all that done, they wanted me to do that grinding and climbing all up on those rails and busting out and all that stuff. That which was a year's work. I wouldn't do it. I turned it down.
Now, a lot of properties got condemned for the Fremont Bridge, too.
But,
Bridge ramps, a lot of properties got taken, got condemned. Fremont Bridge.
You mean people that wanted to...
The people, buildings got condemned.
Well, yeah, so they could get that.
Acquired
Yeah, they got some buildings. I don't know how they...
churches and...
Yeah, they got them. I don't know how but they got
Oh,
them.
they come in, probably offered them their basic $8,000, just
Oh, yeah.
like at Emmanuel.
Well, they took them, whatever they, now. I went to McAllister. I went down there for Navy in the
In
igloo
California.
department. McAllister, Oklahoma. They built 400 igloos down there. Those are explosive units for the government. That dynamite, powder, bombing powder on the B-29. That was what they bombed the Second World War with. They had to get that the ground ready for the put that store that powder in. They had signed me up for the army and there, and I was just right to go in there. And so I went up there, and I think I was about 19 years old. And the old man told me I'm going back out of there and get out of there and leave me alone. I went 12 hours, off 12 hours.
You've been everywhere.
Yeah,
You've been everywhere. You've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Done all kinds of things.
I stayed down there 2 years in the ground. And when I would come out of there, well, I would go home. That was where they had me staying, down in the ground. And they never did come back to me and see nothing about me going to the army. I never did hear no more about it. But I had to get that stuff ready. I was a sealer, nitroglycerin sealer. That sealed all of the leaks and stuff that was subject to water would seep 100 feet in the ground. That was the bottom part of the floor.
How did you learn to do that?
Mm.
Just figured it out, huh? So you never got sent to the Army then? Because you were down there working for the Navy, so you never got sent into the Army.
No, didn't get sent to the
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. But I the best man I had. But there was a danger in that stuff. They sent men in there, but they would get killed and you didn't use the right instruction. And they had a stuff to seal with that was called asphalt emulsion. That's special garments that way. And that stuff couldn't get on your flesh nowhere. If it did, you had to get it off right then.
Did you have?
I had a barrel of Vaseline, a big 100-gallon barrel. Kept it right there. It got any little touch on that stuff, you ran my hands in there right quick. And I was the only one in there that didn't die. Come out live and without any damage. So I stayed until I finished that thing. Damn man.
What are there some thoughts that you have kind of about the future of the city of Portland and Northeast Portland or neighborhoods or anything that you think we ought to keep in mind?
Well,
a little bit younger, not that much, but a little bit younger than you.
Here's what I would like to be. Put this down on your record there. I'm a black man, and I would like to see something that has been done, that black men help the authority did it. I would like to see more done by black men. That's what we need. Don't have no black men here.
Well, that's an issue. That's an issue.
Yeah.
Well, it's recognition.
Yeah.
Because, men certainly did a lot. The issue is the recognizing of what's been
right.
done.
I came out here, and I bought this place. And it was not like it was just to run down a house. I borrowed about $13,000 from HUD. Being a bricklayer and cement finish, I done the work myself. All this work around. I did it at times that I was not on the job. I did it on Sundays, nights. I worked here 7 years getting this place done like I wanted it. All this paint on these walls, I done it. That fireplace, I built it. These fences, everything here, I done it. I couldn't find men that knew how to do this type of work. Therefore, I had to do most of it and just about all of it with myself in common labor. But I would like to see progress still continue. There have been prostitution here on this corner. I got knocked in the head here. I went to the hospital out of this house. You and I are sitting in now. I went to the hospital out of here. I came back here and was able by the old master to come back here and live. And I'm still here now.
Do you think things are better here?
Oh yes, things are better now, but we still have some of the same people in this neighborhood that are engaged in that same thing. But it isn't too much. We've got a couple of coke houses here, cocaine houses, right in this area.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of prostitution houses, and the cocaine all go together, right in this neighborhood right now. But they're quiet with it, you know, and they're not outrageous like they used to be. I didn't know how at one time to get myself set to leave here and come back because they were watching me. And my life had been threatened more than one time. I had my pistol, and I had my hand on the trigger a lot of nights that I left here. And I had it in my mind that if they tried to knock me in the head, all I knew to do was shoot them.
That's about all you can do. They're getting that close.
Yeah, but I depended on that, but they never did bother me. When I did get injured, I got injured with confidential.
Do you neighbors keep an eye on one another here?
No. My worst enemies is white, and they're next in front of me and on the side of me. They're the worst enemies that I have in town.
Why is that?
Racist prejudice. This guy right across there, his wife's pretty good, but he never had anything to do with me. He moved in here about 12 years ago.
You were already here.
Pardon?
You were already here.
Oh, yeah. The one that's moved here about 5 years ago, he's the same way. They both jumped in watching me. I don't have no black company. Between you and I haven't gotten to bed with a black woman in 20 years. Well, you see that, they watch that. You see what kind of women come here.
Like what business is it of theirs?
Peeping out, you know, the doors and going on around there.
Everybody got nothing better to do than to look out at everybody else.
Yeah, but then I don't deal with rat women. I deal with the best.
I hope they're watching us. I'll go on and give them a piece,
So I'm excluded from things that they used to. This little gal next door to me named Play at me. I didn't go for her because she's a married woman.
Well, it's a good way to get yourself in trouble.
I didn't go for her. Then she's got some boys she threw in here, wanting to let them clean up and mess around here. Well, I cut that out. I didn't know what she was trying to trap me to get those boys in here.
Well, it's hard for you to trust anybody.
Yeah,
You might want to give you a hand after the experiences that you've had.
She came up, went to court since I've been in this affair here with this mix-up, and told the judge. Now, my boy came in here, and I was up there in this home, and he's going to sell the house. Done sold 2 or 3 houses and lots and stuff. He came busting out of here after he got a chance to take this in his under his gear, going to run me out of here. When I put up a rifle out there in the front door there, and I knocked him down, and he broke and run out of here, and he told me I'd be out of here in 2 hours. Well, by that time I had the police here.